College is always a good investment. I've been a professor for 45 years. What's happened though, in sport business, it's such a rapidly changing industry. Being a tenured professor like I was, kinesiology and physiology is no longer relevant to the $750 billion industry. That's just a small component. And so what we're finding is we need to go out and get cutting edge industry leaders that may not have the traditional credentials of academe, but they bring the value, the experience, and the expertise. And so somebody that's a video coordinator in the NFL is a great professor, if I may, for teaching video editing in the NFL. And so that's what we have found, the hybrid, where the expertise is credentialed, in our opinion, versus the documented academic credential. And that's the challenge that colleges have, and that's why we started this company. We want to complement their college experience and their college degree, but relying on a degree and multiple degrees to get into the industry is not as efficient as it used to be, and we like to think that we're a bridge or a complement to anybody pursuing a degree or an advanced degree. We've always approached, we're not a university, we're a virtual online educational company providing courses with cutting edge instructors, providing opportunities all over the world while you keep your day job or while you stay in school to complement and supplement your strategies to get into sports and to monetize that investment. Absolutely not. I always tell my students, it's not the degree on the wall that's most important, it's the wall, stupid. And I don't mean that offensive, but you can't, a degree, like I went straight through and got my doctorate, I had a strategy to be a professor and a coach, and it worked out very well. The world has changed, and we have people without degrees who are very successful agents or very successful sports broadcasters. I'm not putting down a degree, we think it's important, but it is not the game changer that it once was, and that's where we come up with a complementary strategies, and we've had a lot of success with a lot of people, degree or no degree. It's a great question. I've always said, why just get a degree without getting some experiences? Our courses are very much practical, so we say take our course concurrently with your degree. Work in the athletic department if you're at a university that has an athletic program. So we believe concurrently, take the courses while you're in school. Learn to be an agent. Maybe having a client can help pay for your law degree someday. And so absolutely, don't wait. You're competing with the world competition out there. Don't wait until your degree's done to learn the practicalities of the business and try to navigate and identify where you want to go in your career path. You know, I would like to think there's a lot of theory academically, and I think skills, I've talked to the industry leaders, what they're looking for, and work experience and skill experience, and I'm a little critical sometimes of higher education, way too much theory and not enough practical experience. The world is changing, and we no longer can afford the luxury that a degree delivers without some kind of practical experience. And that's why we emphasize working in the athletic department if you're a college student, or take some of our courses and get some internships going while you're finishing your degree, so you have a lot more to offer on your resume than just a degree. I think it's real important. And remember, in higher education, most of our professors, including myself, until I went out into the real world, didn't have the cutting edge expertise. That's why so many of our instructors don't have a doctorate, but they have the expertise that are credentialed, in our opinion, to give the student what they're looking for and necessary to get that first job. Absolutely, they come with skills. Remember, the talented people come in, and none of this is rocket science. Because you didn't play the game and you're not politically connected doesn't mean you can't bring value. There's a lot of skill sets out there. We think that's overblown, whether you want to be an agent or sports broadcasting. We think the access to the laboratory or the incubator that we provide, who knows what the sky's the limit in the whole world of sports and sport business, that there's talented people, and we try to tweak those talents and give them a strategy to go with it and confidence to create opportunities. So absolutely, sports is not rocket science, but there's a lot of dimensions to the sports world. It's a big business. We have found, absolutely, there are people that are curious about sports that never thought they'd be working in sports, but most people that work in sports love their job. And so because you grew up never thinking you'd work in sports, you don't know until the adrenaline hits. And so because you're not a former athlete or didn't play in high school, people in that transition really fall in love with the industry. It's a very unique industry. I've been in it since I was 5 years old and played catch with my father. My point is that I've never met anybody working in sports that didn't enjoy it, whether they came from a sports background or not. I tell this recession has been very difficult in the global economy. Back in the Depression, baseball attendance went up during the Depression. Well, that metaphor is not applicable today necessarily, but sports continues to grow. The main reason sports is growing is that all the internet and television, they need live content. Sports is a naturally live content, and so advertisers are putting money into live sports. And whether it's Division II or Division III or volleyball, it doesn't make any difference. Advertisers are going where there's live entertainment. You don't TiVo the advertising, and so that's why sports continues to match up well with the revenue streams of the internet, of Twitter, and of television. It's a very exciting time and really the main catalyst for our growth in the new 21st century.